I want you to write this down because I came to interrupt the funeral you didn't know you scheduled. The wealthiest spot on this planet is not the diamond fields of South Africa, not the gold mines of South America, not the oil wells of the Middle East. The wealthiest real estate on earth is the cemetery because it is filled with unspent strength, unwritten books, unbuilt companies, unled teams, unsung songs, and unprayed prayers. I got news for you. The cemetery is rich because people died full, not empty, and they didn't die because they ran out of purpose. They died because they ran out of strength before they ran out of assignment. Please write that down. Some of you came into this room with a professional smile and a private leak in your soul. You are flying at high altitude with an empty tank, and you've learned how to nod in meetings, hit the quarterly goals, sign the contracts, and then collapse in the quiet with a screen glow on your face and a hollow ache in your chest. That's the silent epidemic among high performers. Clapping hands on the outside while your inner engine is coughing smoke. Scheduling wins on the calendar while your spirit is scheduling a crash. I see you, and I'm speaking to you with love and fire tonight, because if we don't address this, you will become a contributor to the wealth of the graveyard. And I refuse to attend your potential's burial. Say this with me. Not me. Louder. Not me. The psalmist prayed, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And wisdom says you do not donate your unrealized potential to the cemetery. Psalm 90:12. My greatest wish for you is that you will die empty, every gift expressed, every vision delivered, every assignment completed. So I am calling you right now to make a decision before you die to recover your strength. Don't wait for a vacation to save you. Don't wait for applause to heal you. I want you to write this down. Burnout is stealing destiny. I am going to give you in this series a creative design, renewal process, tested in storms, proven in scripture, modeled by the eagle, that you can apply immediately without quitting your assignment. Not escape, alignment, not resignation, renewal. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, Isaiah 40:31. If the Creator compared renewed strength to an eagle, then your solution is not anesthesia, it is design. Are there eagles in this room? If you are an eagle, lift your head and get ready to rise above the pigeons of distraction, the pigeons of fatigue, the pigeons of approval, addiction that peck at your focus. Eagles fly above the chatter. Eagles manage altitude, not applause. Write this down. I will not live by reactions. I will live by design. Let me name it clearly so you can defeat it practically. Burnout is not simply tiredness. It is purpose bleeding through unattended leaks. It is excellence powered by fumes. It is vision carrying weights it was never designed to carry alone. That ends tonight. Consider me your mother eagle for a moment. I am going to push you, prod you, and prepare you, not to punish you, but to teach you how to use the same winds that once threatened you to lift you. Before you leave this room, you will decide to recover strength, to protect your assignment, and to rob the cemetery of your contribution. Give yourself a hand for just deciding. Now write this last line. I will not add my unrealized potential to the grave. I will mount up and live empty before I die. Are there eagles in this room? I'm asking because I can feel the ache behind your achievements, and I can smell the smoke behind your smile. Some of you came tonight because your job is nothing but thorns. Every promotion felt like another needle in the nest, and your calendar has become a cage that locks at 6 a.m. and does not open till midnight. Your inbox is a hailstorm. Your meetings are a treadmill, and your weekends have become a rumor. You lay down at night and your mind is still sprinting, and you wake up in the morning already tired. I came to tell you your pain is real, and I respect it, but I refuse to let it define you. Write this down. Diagnosis is not destiny. I got news for you. Ambition is not your enemy. Ambition is holy stewardship of the gifts the Creator deposited in you. It is your agreement with heaven to multiply what you were given. To whom much is given, much will be required. Luke 12:48. But burnout is something else. Burnout is the mismanagement of energy against design. It is trying to do ego work with pigeon rhythms. It's excellence executed without alignment. Please write this line. My drive is a calling. My depletion is a warning. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Mark 2:27. Which means rest is a tool of design to protect calling, not a punishment for productivity. Now let's settle identity, because identity will fix what willpower keeps breaking. Eagles are a rare breed. They don't settle for mediocrity. They don't pack into crowds for comfort, and they don't peck at crumbs of busyness in a parking lot of distraction. Pigeons peck and chatter and wait for someone to drop yesterday's bread. Eagles set their eyes on the next mountain, the next horizon, the next assignment. Eagles fly alone when necessary, focused, fierce, undistracted. So are there eagles in this room? If you are an eagle, lift your head. Say it with me, say it loud. I am the exception. Again, I am an eagle. One more time, I am not a pigeon. Tell your neighbor, I refuse crumbs. I was born for currents. Give yourself a hand for choosing your breed. Some of you have wondered, do I have to leave excellence to renew? I brought a promise. Renewal will restore your strength without abandoning your assignment or lowering your standard. We are not talking about quitting. We are talking about aligning. We are not talking about escape. We are talking about elevation. He satisfies your mouth with good things so that your youth is renewed like the eagle, Psalm 103:5. When the mother eagle stirs the nest and the thorns start pressing, it isn't punishment, it is preparation. It is proof you were never built to live. Stuck. Deuteronomy 32:11. Write this down. My pain is a push, not a prison. So hear me, eagle. Your exhaustion is loud, but your identity is louder. Your weariness is heavy, but your design is heavier. Tonight, we name the pain and we choose to breathe. Say it again until your spirit believes it. I am the exception. I am an eagle. I will not live by crumbs. I will ride the currents, and strength, true strength, will meet me in my design. Now let us settle authority. Because if you don't know who authorized the pattern, you debate what you should be obeying. I got news for you. The eagle is the only bird the Creator compares himself to. As an eagle stirs up her nest, flutters over her young, Deuteronomy 32:11. And again, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, Isaiah 40:31. If the Creator said he is like an eagle, then when I study the eagle, I am not studying a pet, I am studying a prototype. Please write this down. Design dictates destiny. Everything God made succeeds by functioning according to its design. Fish don't attend swimming lessons, they submit to design. Birds don't negotiate with gravity, they cooperate with lift. Seeds don't argue with soil, they yield to seasons. The moment you violate design, you begin to experience decay. Take a fish out of water, it suffocates. Take a tree out of soil, it withers. Take a human out of rest, he brags for a month and breaks for a year. Say this with me, violation of design invites destruction. In the beginning, before there were emails, deadlines, or shareholders, the Creator embedded a rhythm into time itself. On the seventh day, God ended his work, and he rested and blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. Genesis 2:2-3. He wasn't tired. Omnipotence never gets weary. He was modeling law. Write this down. Sabbath is not a suggestion. It is a system. Exodus says, in 6 days, the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day, he rested and was refreshed. Exodus 31:17. If God demonstrated refreshment, who are you to despise it? Some of you think rest is what you do after you collapse. No, rest is what you do so you never collapse. Rest refuels vision, clarifies wisdom, and restores strength. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath, Mark 2:27, which means rest is not a leash, it's a launch pad. Let me bring it into your boardroom. Spirituality and success are not enemies. Covenant with God is your competitive advantage. I meet leaders who tithe money but steal time from the very law that preserves their mind. You covenant on Sunday and violate design on Monday and then wonder why your Tuesday looks like a crash site. Write this down. Integrate Sabbath into strategy. Put rest on the calendar like a board meeting with heaven. Close the laptop, open the manual, listen again. Scientists tell us the eagle locks its wings in a storm and rides thermals to conserve energy. It is not lazy, it is efficient by design. Your Sabbath is your thermal. Stop flapping frantically in winds designed to carry you. So here is the binary. Run your life by design and rise, or run it by demand and decay. Choose the law of the manufacturer, or be recalled by exhaustion. Say it with me. Alignment brings altitude. Your renewal is not a luxury. This is obedience to the architecture of your existence, and obedience to design always escorts you to destiny. Write this down. Rest is not a reward. It is a requirement for altitude. That is not a slogan. That is aviation law in the spirit. You don't earn rest at the end. You install rest at the start so you can finish. Eagles don't flap to prove effort. They find the current to preserve energy, because altitude is sustained by design, not drama. Say it with me. Rest sustains flight. Rest sustains flight. I got news for you. Fatigue is not faithfulness. Some of you have been wearing tired like a trophy, posting your sleeplessness like merit badges, and you think collapse validates commitment. No, results come from rhythm, not relentless motion. The scripture says it is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he gives his beloved sleep. Psalm 127:2. If sleep is a gift, then despising it is pride disguised as productivity. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Psalm 23:2. Sometimes the shepherd has to make you lie down because you refuse the law that keeps you alive. Write this down. Exhaustion is not evidence of excellence. Alignment is. Let me draw a line in the runway. No more apologizing for refueling. Pilots do not get on the intercom to say, I'm so sorry, everyone. We're going to refuel so we don't die over the ocean. No apology, just wisdom. Apologies are for neglect. Maintenance requires no apology. Stop saying sorry for leaving the office at a sane hour. Stop feeling guilty for closing the laptop when your spirit says, land now. Your no protects your go. Please write that. My no protects my go. Your team will learn to respect the boundaries you enforce. Your family will heal when you honor the rhythms you teach. Your vision will accelerate when your rest is scheduled, not stolen. Now, here is your choice. Use exhaustion for depression or for instruction. Exhaustion is a dashboard, not a destiny. When the light comes on in your car, you don't put a sticker over it and keep driving. You ask, what system needs attention? When the light comes on in your soul, irritability, brain fog, chronic cynicism, don't baptize it as busyness. Interrogate it as misalignment. Ask yourself, which law did I break? Which load did I pick up that isn't mine? Which voice did I let into my head that drains my lift? Who have I allowed in my nest that keeps pecking holes in my wings? Eagles test before they trust. Test your company. Test your commitments. Everybody say it with me. Write it, say it, seal it. Rest is my system. Again, rest is my system. I will not apologize for refueling. I will not confuse flapping with flying. I will install rhythms that match my design. Even Jesus said, come aside by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while. Mark 6:31. If the sinless son schedules separation to sustain assignment, what makes you think you can skip it? From this moment, treat rest like oxygen on a mountain, non-negotiable. Schedule your stops, protect your perches, and prepare your wings, because we are not landing to quit, we are landing to climb higher. Alignment brings altitude. Say it, and altitude secures assignment. Now clap your hands for the new operating system and get ready to ride the wind. Before we ride the wind, class is in session. Consider me Mama Eagle for a moment, because I'm about to stir your nest, and it's not to hurt you, it's to help you fly. When an eagle builds a nest, she lines the foundation with sticks and thorns, sharp and unapologetic. Then she pads it with fur and feathers, comfortable, warm, soft. The eaglets think this must be life, eating what they didn't hunt, sitting where they didn't build, cheering in a cushion they didn't design. But when the time comes, the mother starts removing the padding, one soft feather at a time, and suddenly the sticks start speaking, the thorns start preaching, and comfort starts complaining. She even stands on the edge and pushes, not because she hates them, but because she knows that wings were not given for nests. Write this down. Thorns are teachers. Now translate it. Deadlines that crunch, clients that demand excellence, stretch assignments that expose gaps, resistance that doesn't applaud. These are modern thorns. They are not punishments. They are promotions in disguise. You prayed for altitude, and God answered with pressure, because pressure introduces you to capacities you would never discover in a padded nest. Count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. James 1-2-3. Joy? Yes, because every thorn is saying, fly now, say it with me, thorns are my training. And then there is the storm. Pigeons panic in storms. They run for attics and eaves and wait for mercy. But I got news for you. Eagles love storms. Scientists tell us that when dark clouds gather and winds howl, the eagle faces the wind, locks her wings, and lets the very opposition become her elevator. No flapping, no frenzy, just alignment with a greater force. While the yard is full of chatter and feathers and fear, the eagle is above the chaos, seeing farther, going higher, resting while rising. Write this down. Storms are classrooms, not catastrophes. Here is your binary. Use pressure for panic or for training. Choose altitude or anxiety. Become a meteorologist of excuses or a pilot of thermals. Your calendar pressure, your board meeting heat, your team conflict, your financial headwind, panic, or practice. Choose. You have seen what I did and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Exodus 19-4. The God who carries you also coaches you. He removes feathers and sends winds so you stop flapping in circles and start gliding in purpose. So I want you to prophesy to your future. Put it in your mouth till it moves into your muscles. Say it with me. Storms are my runway. Again, storms are my runway. Now say, thorns are my training. Louder, thorns are my training. From this moment, you will not curse the pressure. You will convert it. You will not worship comfort. You will work your wings. You will not hide from the wind, you will ride it. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40-31. Alignment is your assignment. Discomfort is your tutor. And the winds that once threatened you will lift you to the altitude your design demands. After the storm comes a stranger classroom silence. Eagles have a season when the weight of weather and the wear of wars in the sky start reducing capacity. Parasites hide in the feathers. Old oil breaks down. Lift is compromised. Sight gets hazy. And the great bird that once sliced mountains now feels heavy in the middle of the day. Some of you know that feeling. The meetings multiplied, the approvals attached to your wings, the small compromises, large like burrs in your feathers, and you are flying, but you are dragging. I want you to write this down. When weight reduces lift, the wise withdraw to rise. So what does the eagle do? She finds a high, hard, holy place, a cliff facing the sun, where no pigeon dares to visit, where chatter cannot climb, and she isolates. No audience, no applause, no performance, just rock, light, and a ruthless decision. This is not quitting, this is a reset. This is not resignation, this is redesign. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46-10. In returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah 30-15. Please write this. Strategic withdrawal is not weakness, it is wisdom. Say it with me, withdraw to win. Then the hard work begins. On that cliff, the eagle performs a holy surgery. She plucks old feathers that once kept her warm, but now keep her heavy. She strikes her beak against the rock, shedding what is dull so it can grow sharp again. She scrapes the talons that once gripped well, but now slip on prey. What used to serve her is now sabotaging her, so she sheds it on purpose. Hebrews says, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us. Hebrews 12:1. Write this down. If it steals lift, it is not a luxury, it is a liability. That title you worship, that partnership that drains, that perpetual notification that hijacks focus, that habit you call coping, but heaven calls leaking, strike it on the rock and let it go. In that place, she curates what enters. She refuses dead meat, no carrion, no leftovers, and chooses fresh. She angles herself to the sun, warmth and light, do what flapping cannot kill parasites, restore oils, feed systems beneath the surface. She eats clean and gets quiet. That's your blueprint. Stop living on the dead meat of last year's praise, yesterday's outrage, stale opinions, gossip that smells like a parking lot full of pigeons. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. Even Jesus often withdrew into the wilderness and prayed. Luke 5:16. Write it. Fresh input, fresh output. And then wait. Renewal takes time because some power systems only rebuild in stillness. You cannot moat at Mach 2. You cannot hear a whisper in a hurricane of hustle. Waiting is not idle. Waiting is incubation. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. Please hear me. Do not rush re-entry to impress people who do not fly at your altitude. Let patience do her perfect work. Let the feathers regrow, the oils reseal, the beak sharpen, the talons harden, the sight clear. When the work is complete, the eagle does not announce with a press release. She steps to the edge, feels the wind kiss new feathers, and leans. And what once was heavy is now holy. She lifts with less effort and more authority, climbs higher with fewer strokes, sees farther with greater clarity. That will be your testimony. Say it with me. Shed to soar. Again, shed to soar. Strategic withdrawal and intentional shedding are your gateway to recovered strength and higher flight. Give yourself a hand for choosing the cliff, because when you step back into the currents, you will not just return, you will ascend. Now that your feathers are new, I want you to write this down. Renewal is not random. It is a system. If you leave it to moods, you will drift. If you build it as method, you will rise on schedule. Are there eagles in this room? Then lean in, because I am about to give you 7 principles that will restore strength without resigning your assignment. Principle 1, the stop and Sabbath. Schedule your stop, not someday. Set it weekly, rhythmic, non-negotiable time. That resets physiology, psychology, and spirit. On the 7th day, God rested and was refreshed. Exodus 31:17. If God modeled it, you are not above it. The Sabbath was made for man. Mark 2:27. Write this down. If it's not on the calendar, it's not a conviction. Land the plane to live. Principle 2, the altitude diet. Eagles refuse dead meat. You will consume live food only. Word, wisdom, uplifting counsel, clean fuel. Eliminate inputs that decay focus and corrode faith. Gossip, outrage, cycles, doom scrolling, stale praise. Whatever things are true, noble, just, meditate on these things. Philippians 4:8. Say it. Fresh input, fresh output. Principle 3, solitude and silence. Eagles fly alone. Protect thinking time like oxygen. Put margin on your mornings, walls around your evenings, and a sanctuary in your week. Jesus often withdrew into the wilderness and prayed. Luke 5:16. Write this down. Noise is a thief. Silence is a surgeon. Clarity is born where chatter cannot breathe. Principle 4, storm leverage. Convert adversity into lift. Face the wind, lock your wings, and practice skill in pressure. Don't waste pain. Train in it. We glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope. Romans 5:3-4. Say it with me. Storms on my runway. Principle 5, selective company. Guard your nest. Audit relationships for energy, integrity, and direction. He who walks with wise men will be wise. Proverbs 13:20. Bad company corrupts good morals. 1 Corinthians 15:33. If they drain your lift or mock your discipline, they don't get a perch. Write it. Access is earned, not assumed. Principle 6, test before you trust. Eagles always test before they trust. Build gates for projects and people, trial phases, small pilots, measurable checkpoints. Test all things. Hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. This stops energy leaks before they become lawsuits in your soul. Principle 7, vision reset. Renew sight with what is written and timed. Put your target on paper, clear, measurable, date stamped. Write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. Vision pulls you forward so fatigue doesn't drag you backward. Say this: deadlines for destiny. Now seal it. Rest is scheduled, inputs are alive, silence is protected, storms are leveraged, company is curated, trust is tested, and vision is written. That is a system. That is repeatable. That is how eagles maintain altitude without quitting. Give yourself a hand. You just installed a framework that will keep you flying when others are folding. Now let's put wheels on these wings. Inspiration without installation is just decoration on a crash site. Write this down. What gets scheduled gets sacred. Say it with me. What gets scheduled gets sacred. We're going to make renewal automatic by scheduling stops, upgrading inputs, and protecting solitude. No more vibes, systems only. Principle 1 in practice, the stop and Sabbath. Choose a 2-4 hour window every week and make it holy property. Not when you feel like it, set it now. From, for example, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown or Sunday 6 a.m. to Monday 6 a.m. Pick it, lock it, name it, put it on your calendar as a repeating event, set auto decline on request, and appoint an accountability partner who will call you if they see you online. Place a sign on your door, a reminder on your phone, and a promise in your heart. On the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Exodus 31-17. If God modeled refreshment, you must schedule it. Now, daily micro stops, 3 times a day, 15 minutes each morning, reset, midday reset, evening reset. Step away from your screen, walk, breathe, pray, stretch, sip water, look at the horizon, say Psalm 23 out loud. He makes me lie down, and let your nervous system come down. Scientists tell us decision power fatigues like a muscle, attention frays. Creativity hides behind clutter. Recovery cycles rebuild focus, reload willpower, and reignite imagination. Mark 6:31, come aside and rest a while. Please write this: stopping is not losing time, it is buying clarity. Principle 2 in practice, the altitude diet. Eagles refuse dead meat. So here is your input rule. 60 minutes daily of live food, scripture, wisdom teaching, skill building books, leadership cases that feed faith and sharpen craft. You can take it as a solid hour at sunrise or split it into 2:30s or 4:15s, but make it living. Then make a covenant with your eyes. 0 gossip, 0 doom scroll, and 0 dead news before noon. No carry-on in your cockpit. Remove toxic apps from your home screen, set content filters, and replace the reflex with a reading cue. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. Whatever things are true, meditate on these things. Philippians 4:8. Guard your heart with gates, not wishes. Proverbs 4:23. Write this down. Fresh input, fresh output. Principle 3 in practice, the cliff appointment. Once a week, 90 minutes, non-negotiable solitude. No devices. Journal, pen, scripture, printed vision, nothing else. Find a literal high place if you can. If not, a quiet corner works. Begin with stillness. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Review your week. Where did energy leak? What drained lift? Which yes violated design? Who must you test before trusting? Then listen and write. Write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Ask the Spirit for one refinement to your schedule, one pruning to your relationships, one courageous step for your calling. Jesus often withdrew. Luke 5:16. So will you. Please write it. Solitude is my strategy. Now seal it tonight. Block your weekly 2 4-hour Sabbath for the next 12 weeks. Schedule 3 1-5-minute daily stops for the next 7 days. And set your 90-minute cliff appointment on the same day, same hour, every week. Text your accountability partner right now. If you see me online during Sabbath, call me out. Say it with me. What gets scheduled gets sacred. Again, what gets scheduled gets sacred. This is how eagles stop, refuel, and hear again. So when the wind rises, you will not flap, you will fly. Principle 4, in practice, ride the wind. Write this down. Adversity mapping. Take 5 minutes tonight and list your current headwinds. Name them without drama. Cash flow dip, key employee friction, product delay, negative feedback online, nagging health symptom, family schedule collision, stalled client. Now, beside each headwind, define the lift it can produce. Cash flow dip, financial discipline rep, and creative revenue rep. Team friction, conflict resolution rep, and courage and conversation rep. Product delay, process refinement rep. Negative feedback, humility and communication rep. Health symptoms, sleep and hydration rep. Family collision, calendar honoring rep. Stalled client, follow up and offer clarity rep. Eagles don't waste wind, they work it. We glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance, character, and character, hope. Romans 5:3-4. Please write it. Assign one skill rep per storm. Now, the storm drill. For every headwind on your list, set a 72-hour action that turns it into altitude practice. Not someday, 72 hours. Cash flow dip in 72 hours. Cut one non-essential expense. Schedule one revenue-generating call and draft a lean operating checklist. Team friction in 72 hours. Book a face-to-face, prepare 3 affirmations and 1 clear expectation, and agree on a follow-up date. Product delay, in 72 hours, map the bottleneck, remove one approval layer, and create a definition of done. Negative feedback, in 72 hours, respond publicly with gratitude, correct what's true, ignore what's toxic, and draft a frequently asked questions for future clarity. Health symptom, in 72 hours, lock a bedtime, hydrate to a target, and book a medical check. Family collision, in 72 hours, protect your weekly family block on the calendar and communicate it as sacred. Stalled client, in 72 hours, send a concise next step proposal with a deadline. Say it with me. Storms are my runway. Again, storms are my runway. Principle 5, in practice, guard the nest. Write this down. Association audit. Open your contacts and categorize with courage. Eagles, pigeons, vultures. Eagles, those who stretch your vision, honor your values, and multiply your energy. Pigeons, nice people who peck at crumbs of gossip and distractions in parking lots of mediocrity. Vultures, cynics who feed on dead things and want you to stay for the feast. He who walks with wise men will be wise. Proverbs 13:20. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Psalm 1:1. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? Amos 3:3. Here's your play. Increase Eagle time by 25% this month. Schedule 2 strategic coffees. Join a mastermind. Book a mentoring call. Attend one room where altitude is normal. Reduce pigeon time. Limit idle chatter. Replace gossip with goals. Remove vulture access. No more seats in your cockpit. Access is earned, not assumed. Now, boundary language. Because honor plus clarity preserves lift. Craft these phrases in your mouth. Thank you for the invitation. My current priorities won't allow me to serve this well. I'm honored you thought of me. I'm saying no to protect a commitment I've already made. I don't do meetings without agendas. Send one, and we'll see if it fits Q4. I'm offline during my Sabbath. I'll respond Monday after 10 a.m. That topic isn't life-giving for me. Let's pivot or pause the conversation. Say it with me. My no protects my go. Identity rehearsal for the week. Eagles are not distracted by pigeons. Say it loud. Eagles are not distracted by pigeons. When a ping invites you to peck, return to your priority list and your 72-hour storm drill. When a vulture circles with old drama, look up and keep flying. Iron sharpens iron, Proverbs 27-17. Chatter dulls wings. Convert every headwind into training and curate company that multiplies, not murders your energy. Now give yourself a hand. You just raised your ceiling by guarding your nest and riding your wind. Principle 6, in practice, close the leaks. Write this down. Trust is not a feeling. Trust is a test. Eagles always test before they trust because energy is expensive and time is sacred. Test all things. Hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. Luke 16:10. Here is your playbook. Small assignment, clear deadline, real consequence. Before you hand someone your runway, give them a sidewalk pilot task under 5 hours with a one-page brief. Define done before you begin what, why, by, when, and how we will measure. Set the clock in writing, not in vibes. Tuesday, 4 p.m., not as soon as possible. And give your boundaries teeth. If the pilot misses twice without proactive communication, they are off the critical path for 30 days. Deposit before design, retainer before rush, sign off before sprint. Matthew 5:37, let your yes be yes and your no, no. Say it with me. Small test, clear time, real teeth. Now, build your decision filter because gates protect altitude. Please write this. If it drains mission, delays vision, or dilutes values, it does not get access to my nest. Mission, why you exist. Vision, where you are going. Values, how you travel. If a proposal pulls you sideways from purpose, it's a leak. If a partner loves your platform but hates your principles, it's a leak. If a project looks shiny but steals Sabbath, it's a leak. Most men will proclaim their own goodness, but who can find a faithful man? Proverbs 20:6. Faithfulness is proven under deadlines and boundaries, not in compliments. Install a gate sequence. Gate 1, 5-hour pilot. Gate 2, 1-4, day milestone with a written progress note. Gate 3, 3-0, day review with outcomes and lessons. Pass or pause. No drama, just design. Access is earned, not assumed. Say it again. Access is earned, not assumed. Principle 7 in practice. See again. Vision is not a poster. Vision is a steering wheel. Write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. Here is your 9-0 day rebuild. Take one page and write 3 numeric targets that matter most. Revenue, $X in collected cash by day 90. Reach, Y strategic relationships advance to signed collaboration. Rhythm, Z personal health markers. For example, 7 hours sleep average, 24 workouts, resting heart rate improved by N points. Or choose clients, served, content, published, and hours in Sabbath. Make them numbers, make them dated. Then craft weekly scorecards every Sunday evening or Monday morning. You review green, yellow, red for each target. Note 3 lead actions for the next 7 days and schedule them on the calendar before anyone else claims your sky. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. Proverbs 29:18. Vision gives restraint. Restraint gives lift. Sight calibration seals it. Post that one page where you decide daily, bathroom, mirror, desk, dashboard, home screen, morning and evening. Read it out loud. Mind, mouth, movement align, all 3. Joshua 1-8 says, this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. Then you will make your way prosperous. Keep it in your mouth till it moves your feet. In the morning, declare targets and the 3 lead moves for today. In the evening, confess gratitude, mark your colors, and reset tomorrow's top 2. Small hinges swing big doors. Small reeds move big visions. Now give yourself a hand. You just sealed the leaks and turned your sight back on. This plan is proof you chose design over drift, law over luck, altitude over applause. Say it with me. Seal the leaks, see again. Louder. Seal the leaks, see again. With gates guarding your energy and a 90-day vision pulling you forward, you are ready to mount up. Now we seal it. This is a sacred close. Waiting on the Lord is not sitting on your hands. Waiting is alignment. It is wiring your wings to the right wind. It is the most active decision a leader can make because it sets your strength on a source that does not fatigue. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40-31. Write this down in your heart. Waiting is my work of alignment, and alignment is my engine of endurance. Are there eagles in this room? Then I invite you to stand right where you are. Stand in your living room. Stand in your office. Stand in your hotel room. Lift your hands as a signal that your wings belong to God. We are going to speak a covenant. Say it with me. For the next 90 days, I will wait on the Lord in scheduled Sabbath. I will mount up with wings as an eagle. I will run and not be weary. I will walk and not faint. Again, for the next 90 days, I choose design over drift, law over luck, purpose over pressure. Now let's make it exact. Speak this after me. I covenant to the stop, I will protect a 2 4-hour Sabbath each week and 3 daily resets. I covenant to the altitude diet, I will consume live food and starve dead inputs. I covenant to solitude, I will keep my cliff appointment and hear again. I covenant to storm drills. I will turn every headwind into a skill rep within 72 hours. I covenant to guard the nest. I will curate company and enforce boundaries. I covenant to test before I trust. I will install gates for access. I covenant to vision. I will read my targets morning and evening and score my week. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24-15. My calendar will serve him. My associations will serve him. My storms will serve him. This is not hype. This is heritage. My greatest dream and wish for you is that you will die empty. No songs unsung. No books unwritten. No innovations unbuilt. No feathers hoarded in a comfortable nest. Please hear me. The wealthiest spot on earth must not get your treasure. Spend all your feathers on purpose. Spend your oil on assignment. Lay your head down one day with nothing left to give because you gave it all to the reason you were born. So here is my final charge. Join me at the top. Stay above the pigeons. Refuse the parking lots of gossip, the roofs of panic, the fields of dead meat. Fly your system. Keep your covenant. Let your renewed strength carry your assignment farther than fatigue ever could. Say it with me one last time. Mount up, run strong, walk steady. Now give yourself a hand. You have sealed your renewal with a covenant and a 90-day flight plan. I'll see you in the currents. And when we meet again, may the evidence be undeniable. You waited, you renewed, you rose.